Today I'm going to give a test demonstration on the Woodcock Johnson. This test is a comprehensive, individually administered cognitive test that identifies strengths and weaknesses in cognitive abilities, processes, and academic performance to assist professionals in the diagnosis of disabilities or non-cognitive factors. This test consists of 22 tests organized into a standard and an extended battery. For this video, I have tests 1 through 12 in the standard battery and a sample of Form A. The test kit includes multiple important things. It includes the test books, examiner's manual and technical manual, the CompuScore and Profiles program, the test record, subject response booklet, and the audio recording. The test book includes the standard and extended battery. These books are in an easel format so that the pictures or words are facing the students while the instructions and directions are facing the examiner. The examiner's manual consists of detailed information for using the Woodcock Johnson. The technical manual provides a summary of the development, standardization, and technical characteristics of the Woodcock Johnson. The CompuScore and Profiles program eliminates the scoring by hand and reduces the possibility of errors. The automated scoring quickly provides all scores for the Woodcock Johnson test and clusters. The test record contains guidelines for examiner scoring and is used for record identifying information, observations of behavior, responses, raw scores, and other information that may be helpful. The subject response booklet provides a space for the student to respond to items requiring written responses or math calculations. And finally, the audio recording is provided for standardized administration of tests 3, 4, 15, 20, and 21. As a visual, I have some examples. Here we have some test booklets. As I said earlier, these are Form A. So that's one. And this is the other one that was in the test kit. This is one of my easels, and this is the other one. This is the extended battery, and this is the standard. This is an examiner's training workbook, which briefly explains what this test is all about. We have the examiner's manual. We have the scoring guides, which comes in a folder, and they look like this. So you just place them over the scores, and you see whether or not the student answered correctly. And then lastly, we have the technical manual, and we also have the audio recording. The purpose of the Woodcock Johnson is to acquire and measure general intellectual ability, specific cognitive abilities, oral language, and academic achievement. The areas evaluated mainly are reading, oral language, math, written language, academic knowledge, and special purpose clusters. The reading includes basic reading skills, reading fluency, and reading comprehension. Oral language includes oral expression and listening comprehension. Math includes math calculation skills, math fluency, and math reasoning. Finally, written language includes basic writing skills, writing fluency, and written expression. Administration of the Woodcock Johnson. So the first page after the tab in each of the tests provides general information and instructions specific to that test. The directions for administering each item are located on the examiner's side of the easel test book. The examiner should always use the exact wording. So for example, on my side, as you can see, you have multiple tabs telling you what kind of test it is. So this one says Test 1, Letter Word Identification. And when you turn the page, as you can see, it just goes into a brief explanation of Test 1, what you're going to do, directions, the basal and the ceiling that is expected of the student, and the scoring. When you turn the page again, this will be my side. So it briefly shows me what the student will be going over, and then on the top, it'll give me the directions to say to the student. So for example, for test 1, for this one it says number 1, point to the letter at top of the student's page and say, this is the letter P. Run your hand across the 4 letters below and say, find the letter P down here. So now the student has to find, out of his 4 options, the letter P. And in the booklet, we will score what the student answers with. In most cases, the examiner would administer the tests in the order found in the test booklets, beginning with the standard battery and ending with the extended battery. However, an administrator can begin with the extended battery and perform the test in any order. Many of these tests require the examiners to establish a basal and a ceiling. The purpose of these requirements is to limit the number of items administered, but still be able to estimate with high probability the score that would have been obtained if all items were administered. Scoring. So for most tests, the raw score is the number of correct responses, with each correct item receiving 1 point. On multiple point tests, so for test 11 and some of test 20, give points directed by the scoring guides, which is basically super easy because all you do is follow your little tabs here and it'll tell you. So if you go to the next tab, which is test 2, reading fluency, it'll tell you. It says scoring, 1 point for correct response, 0 points for the incorrect responses. So that's how you basically score, and it's super easy, so you follow the instructions on each of the tabs. Correct calculation of the raw score is super important to obtain accurate results. Use the CompuScore and Profile program to complete all of the scoring. So there's other scoring. You're going to pull out these, and you're basically going to find the right answers using the dots on the page, and making sure that your student either answered correctly or incorrectly and basing your scores off of that. As I stated earlier, when you give the test, for an example of a mock administration of the test, you would choose the tab. So I'm going to choose tab 2, which is test 2, reading fluency. So I'm going to turn the page. Test 2, reading fluency. Administration overview. So this is what the teacher reads or the examiner before giving the test. This test has a 3-minute time limit, so automatically you know that you need to give 3 minutes to the student. You will need a stopwatch or a watch or clock with a second hand to administer this test. If you are not using a stopwatch, note the exact starting time in minutes and seconds. Give the subject exactly 3 minutes to complete as many items as possible. If the finishing time is not exactly 3 minutes, record the exact finishing time in minutes and seconds on the test record for entry into the software scoring program. The software scoring program will make an adjustment. And then for scoring, it states that you get 1 point for correct responses and 0 for incorrect responses. Also to score, we're going to use the Reading Fluency Scoring Guide to score this test. We are not going to count points for sample items or practice exercises when calculating the number correct. However, we're going to record both number correct and number incorrect on the test record. We are not going to count unattempted items as incorrect. And then finally, we're going to administer the sample items to all subjects. So I'm going to turn the page. We have an example to show the student. I'll skip over that. And then, and it says test items. So we're going to, for this one, the student will have a test booklet. So he or she will have this, and they're going to open to the correct page. We're going to go through the directions, we're going to set the timer and have them answer the questions. Afterwards, we'll move on. So the next test will be test 3, story recall. This one's going to be listening, and you know this because it has a picture of headphones. So that's when you're going to include the audio recording. As you can see from this demonstration, the Woodcock Johnson is pretty easy to implement and to use. However, it's extremely important to be accurate and to remain focused and use the exact wording in the easel booklets to get the most accurate results for the student. That's my test demonstration of the Woodcock Johnson. Thank you for watching.